Have you ever thought about those really extraordinary comebacks? Like stories where someone goes through just immense personal struggles, but then somehow achieves this incredible professional triumph.
Oh, yeah. Those stories are always so compelling, almost unbelievable sometimes.
Exactly. It feels like something straight out of a movie. And today we're taking a deep dive into the life of an actor whose journey is, well, exactly that, Robert Downey Jr.
hmm What a story he has.
Right. So our mission today is to really unpack it all. We want to explore, the whole path, starting as this child actor exposed really young to fame and addiction too.
Yeah, that early exposure is key.
And then tracing his, well, very public struggles, the legal battles, and then this just stunning comeback. A global icon, one of the highest paid actors in Hollywood.
It's quite the arc.
Totally. We'll look at how his own life, his experiences shaped the characters he played, especially the famous ones, and, what his legacy looks like now.
And for this deep dive, we've looked at a whole range of stuff. Right.
Oh, yeah, everything. Film critics, deep documentaries, even fan discussions online, financial breakdowns, trying to get that full picture of his life and career.
And it's not just about listing facts, like event after event. We're really trying to dig into the how and the why behind it all.
Exactly. How did he do it? Why did things happen the way they did?
Yeah, we want to pull out the insights, maybe some surprising facts about resilience, about reinvention, and that link between the artist and their art. It's fascinating with him.
Okay, so to really get it, we kind of have to start right at the beginning, don't we? His formative years.
Absolutely. Where it all started.
Robert Downey Jr. was born April 4th, 1965, in New York City. His parents were Robert Downey Sr. and Elsie Ann Downey, both underground filmmakers.
Right, so a very bohemian, creative household from the get-go. He famously said he used to fall asleep to the sound of clapboards, like film was just in the air he breathed.
Wow. And other things were in the air, too, unfortunately. The source is quite clear about early drug exposure.
Yeah, well, it's striking. His father admitted introducing him to marijuana when he was just 6 years old.
6?
Wow. Downey Sr. later called it an idiot move, but apparently at the time, they thought it was cute.
That's hard to process.
Yeah.
How did Downey Jr. see it?
Well, his perspective is interesting. He said doing drugs with his dad was, quote, like him trying to express his love for me in the only way he knew how.
Huh. That adds such a complicated layer to it, doesn't it? Love and addiction all tangled up from childhood.
Exactly. It really sets a complex stage. And his acting started incredibly early, too.
Right. Age 5 in his dad's film, Pound, then another small role at 7. It seems like he was almost destined for it.
Then his parents divorced. He moved to L.A. with his dad, went to Santa Monica High with, Sean Penn and Rob Lowe. Quite the class.
Seriously, but he didn't stick with school, right?
No, dropped out at 17, moved back to New York to really go for the acting thing full time.
And that early career. It wasn't exactly smooth sailing, was it?
Not at all. That stint on Saturday Night Live in 85, 86, it's pretty widely panned.
I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, Rolling Stone actually called him the worst cast member ever.
Ouch. That's brutal.
It is. Downey himself kind of chalked up to the experience that he realized he was just very ill-suited for rapid-fire sketch comedy. A tough lesson early on.
Yeah, especially with his family background in film. He did get other roles, though, like Weird Science.
Right, he plays the bully in that, and his first lead was in The Pickup Artist, a rom-com.
But the real turning point, maybe the ominous one, was Less Than Zero in 87.
Ah, yes. Julian Wells, the cocaine-addicted rich kid.
That role.
It looms large, doesn't it?
It really does. Downey called it like the ghost of Christmas future. He said it was an exaggeration of myself that stuck around far longer than it needed to last.
Chilling, considering what came next.
Wow.
And you have to wonder, how much did playing that part sort of bleed into real life or vice versa?
It's impossible to separate sometimes, isn't it? And his personal life was already feeling the strain. His relationship with Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah, they were together for 7 years, starting in 84. And his drug use really impacted it. Parker said she often felt like she had to be his guardian.
That's a heavy burden.
Incredibly. She eventually said she had to walk away, just hoping, praying he wouldn't die. It really paints a picture of how bad things were getting, even back then.
But professionally, even amidst all that chaos, he hit this incredible peak. Chaplin, 1992.
Right. Directed by Richard Attenborough. And he got an Oscar nomination for Best Actor. I mean, the performance was widely acclaimed.
Roger Ebert loved it. Said Downey succeeds almost uncannily in playing Chaplin, captured his spirit, the physical comedy, everything.
A huge artistic achievement, no doubt. But, and this is important, even with that critical success. The film apparently didn't do well at the box office. It was called his, 12th failed project commercially.
Wow, 12. So even Chaplin didn't quite break that pattern.
It seems not. It highlights how, despite the undeniable talent, the industry maybe still had reservations, perhaps because of the personal stuff already bubbling up.
Yeah.
Even Downey called the role an ultimate education, but it didn't immediately translate into bankability. It
Yeah.
sort of set the stage for the really tough times ahead.
Yeah, the tumultuous years, as we're calling them, addiction and legal battles. Things really escalated after Chaplin, didn't they?
Oh, dramatically.
Yeah.
His addiction, as he put it, became that exaggeration of his less-than-zero character. People called him a lovable tornado, just bouncing between rehab, film sets, drug binges.
Just chaos. Sounds exhausting and destructive.
Totally. And it started showing in his work. Films like Richard III, he apparently agreed to a tiny fee for that. Or Jodie Foster's Home for the Holidays.
Yeah.
Critics often called those performances disappointing.
And then heroin use started in 95.
Yeah, that marked an even deeper descent, which inevitably led to running afoul of the law.
The arrests started piling up. June 96, speeding, drugs, and unloaded gun.
Right. And that infamous Goldilocks incident, just a month later, found passed out in a neighbor's kid's bed.
Unbelievable. Paramedics had to use Narcan.
Yeah. I mean, it was bad. And these weren't just one-offs. He kept violating probation.
Which led to jail time.
6 months in LA County Jail in 97, then almost a full year in the state prison and treatment facility starting in 99.
He described prison as, what was it? Arguably the most dangerous place I've ever been, like being in a really bad neighborhood.
Yeah, just chilling words. It really conveys the rock bottom he'd hit.
And that quote from the court hearing, it's like, I've got a shotgun in my mouth, and I like the taste of gunmetal. I mean, that's just, wow. Captures the self-destruction, doesn't it?
Completely. And the personal cost was immense, too. His marriage to Deborah Falconer ended. They divorced in 2004. She took their son, Indio. Just devastating consequences.
Yet somehow, amidst all that, he gets this gig on Ally McBeal.
Right. 2000 to 2002, playing Larry Paul. And he was great. Won a Golden Globe, SAG Award, got an Emmy nomination.
So from the outside, you'd think, okay, this is it. He's back.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
But Downey himself said later that his time on Ally McBeal was actually his lowest point in terms of addiction.
Really? Lower than prison?
Apparently so, internally. He said he didn't give a fuck whether I ever acted again, which is just incredible, given the external success.
Shows that disconnect between fame and reality.
Totally. And then, inevitably, more arrests followed in late 2000, April 2001, and he got fired from the show. He was basically seen as uninsurable, unemployable, too much of a liability.
Okay, so that feels like the absolute bottom. Fired, seen as a liability. How on earth did he climb back from that? This is the Phoenix Rising part.
It really is. And the key date seems to be July 2003. He's been clean and sober ever since.
And he credits his wife, Susan Levin.
Big time. He met her, she was a film executive, on the set of Gothica in 2003. She apparently gave him an ultimatum. Get sober or it's over.
And he listened.
He did. He said she gave him something to live for. It seems like that relationship was a massive catalyst for real lasting change.
Was anyone else instrumental in that early comeback?
Yeah, we have to mention Mel Gibson. Gibson cast him in The Singing Detective around the same time, 2003. And because Downey was basically uninsurable,
Right.
Gibson personally paid the massive insurance bond required to hire him. It was a huge gesture of faith.
Wow. That's friendship and belief in his talent. So Gothica comes out?
It was a box office hit, actually. Critics didn't love it, but it made money. Still, the caution was there. The producers held back like 40% of his salary just in case he relapsed.
Shows the level of risk they still felt. But things started to turn.
Slowly, yeah. Kiss Bang Bang in 2005 was really important. Kind of a cult hit, critically acclaimed. It became his calling card, got him noticed by Jon Favreau.
Ah, Favreau. That's a key connection.
Huge. And there are stories from that set, like Val Kilmer refusing to drink in solidarity. And Downey's son Indio even had a small part. Little signs of trust returning.
Then Zodiac with David Fincher in 2007.
Right. Another critically lauded film. Downey played the journalist Paul Avery. He famously found working with Fincher really tough. The quote was, "I understand gulags."
Ha! Fincher's known for being demanding.
Extremely. But the performance was praised. It showed he was back, focused, and capable of delivering complex work again.
And then comes the call from Marvel for Iron Man.
This is the game changer, obviously. 2008, Marvel Studios took what everyone called a risky bet. Remember, their previous film, Hulk, hadn't done that well.
Right. And Downey was still, well, Downey with his history.
Exactly. His initial pay was reportedly just $500,000, which sounds like a lot, but for a lead in a potential blockbuster.
It's low. Shows their hesitation. And that story about Terrence Howard.
Yeah, Howard claimed he took a $1 million pay cut himself so the studio could afford Downey's salary and insurance. Whether that's fully accurate or not, it shows the kind of hurdles involved in casting him.
But Favreau and Marvel saw something. What was it about him and Tony Stark?
Well, Roger Ebert's review really nailed it. He said Downey's performance was intriguing and unexpected. He wasn't like other superheroes. He was irreverent, quirky, self-deprecating, wisecracking.
Sounds familiar.
Right. Ebert felt the script almost seemed written around Downey's own persona. And he pointed out the suit looked cool for cinematic reasons, not necessarily practical ones. It was entertainment first.
And that character, Tony Stark,
Yeah.
the parallels to Downey's own life are undeniable, aren't they?
Oh, completely. The troubled past, the complex father figure issues, the brilliance, the potential. It just resonated. It felt authentic because of Downey's history, not despite it.
And the movie was a massive hit, over $318 million domestically, launched the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe.
And launched Downey into the stratosphere. He became one of the highest paid actors, period.
The numbers are just staggering. $10 million for Iron Man 2, then $75 million each for Iron Man 3, Infinity War, Endgame.
His total Marvel earnings,
Yeah.
around $345.5 million.
Wow. His quote about being a strategic cost suddenly makes a lot of sense.
A very, very strategic cost. And his personal wealth reflects that now. That $40–50 million real estate portfolio, the Malibu estate.
But he wasn't just Iron Man during this time, right? He kept stretching.
Definitely. Tropic Thunder in 2008. That role as Kirk Lazarus.
Playing a dude, playing another dude.
Exactly. The method actor playing a black character. It was audacious, risky, and brilliant. Got his second Oscar nomination, this time for supporting actor. Variety loved the audacity of it.
And he also took on another huge iconic role, Sherlock Holmes.
Right, with Guy Ritchie directing. Sherlock Holmes in 2009, Game of Shadows in 2011. Produced by Joel Silver and significantly Susan Downey, his wife.
Team effort there. How did fans take to his Sherlock? It's a different vibe from Iron Man.
Opinions were definitely mixed. A lot of people found the movies really fun, action-packed, praised Jude Law as Watson, the whole Victorian London spectacle.
Yeah, they were big productions.
But some critics and fans weren't sold on Downey's accent. Called it mumbly or just generic posh English. Though interestingly, some saw his action-oriented Holmes as a kind of throwback to the older Basil Rathbone films, which also had more action elements than the original stories sometimes suggest. So different takes on it.
So he's conquered Hollywood, financially secure, critically acclaimed again. Let's talk about the legacy aspect. Family, awards, what's next. His personal life stabilized too, right?
Absolutely. Married Susan in 2005. They have 2 kids. Exton, born in 2012, Avery in 2014. And he's talked about appreciating being an older dad, being more present.
A real contrast to his own childhood experiences.
Definitely. And, life throws curveballs. His older son, Indio, from his first marriage, also faced struggles with addiction, got arrested in 2014.
That must have been incredibly difficult given his own past.
For sure. But Downey handled it publicly with, I think, a lot of grace. He talked about the genetic component to addiction, how Indio likely inherited it, and stressed the need for family support and understanding, using his own experience to help his son.
Breaking the cycle, in a way. It's nice that all 3 kids were involved in his Downey's Dream Car show, too. And naming Avery after the grandparents, little touches like that show the family focus.
And professionally, he didn't just rest on his Marvel laurels.
Yeah.
The Oppenheimer role in 2023, that was a significant move.
Playing Louis Strauss for Christopher Nolan. And bang, first Oscar win, Best Supporting Actor. Plus the Golden Globes, BAFTA, SAG. A clean sweep.
It really was his moment. Nolan specifically wanted him, felt he was ready for something completely different.
And the performance was different. Very restrained, calculating, malicious almost. The reviews called it the antithesis of Iron Man's brash exterior hiding a heart of gold.
Exactly. It showed incredible range, reminded everyone he's not just a superhero actor.
How does he manage his public image now? He seems very open about his past.
He is. He tends to address controversies quickly, apologizes when needed. He takes responsibility. And I think that honesty is key. His struggles aren't a secret shame. They're part of the narrative that makes his comeback so compelling. People connect to that vulnerability.
Yeah, that makes sense. It feels earned. His Marvel partnership, looking back, seems like such a smart move. Gave him that fresh start on a massive global platform.
Brilliant timing, brilliant casting. And he's not done with Marvel, apparently. He's set to return as Doctor Doom in Avengers: Doomsday.
Whoa, Doctor Doom, that's a switch. From the ultimate hero to maybe the ultimate villain.
Right. Reports say the paycheck is huge, maybe over $80 million, and his quote about it is perfect, new mask, same task, embracing complex characters.
That's fascinating. Has he talked about choosing roles now between blockbusters and smaller films?
Yeah, he has. He's called independent films exhausting and admitted sometimes they just, well, suck. He seems to value working with collaborators he trusts, whether it's a big studio film or something smaller, maybe a more strategic approach now.
So when you step back and look at the whole picture, Robert Downey Jr.'s life, his career, what an incredible journey.
Truly. From this child prodigy facing just the deepest personal demons to becoming this symbol of redemption, massive success, constantly redefining Hollywood stardom.
It's more than just a comeback story, isn't it?
Oh, much more. It's about profound transformation. Those vulnerabilities, those quirks that might have sunk someone else,
Hmm.
they became his strengths. They fueled his most iconic roles, let him connect with us, the audience, in a really deep way.
So for you listening, what does Robert Downey Jr.'s story tell you? About second chances, about public image, about how art can come from really dark places.
And here's something to really think about. He went from being Iron Man, the ultimate hero for a generation, and now he's poised to become Doctor Doom, maybe the ultimate villain. How does an actor who's been so open about his own dark times keep captivating us, whether he's saving the world or trying to conquer it? What is that shift from hero to villain? Tell us about how we see heroes and villains today. Maybe they're not so different after all.